Hello Chris here. In this video we're gonna make this wrecking ball simulation. So first open Blender, select the camera, cube and light. I'm going to delete all of them. Now we need to add a torus. Shift plus A, mesh, torus. Go to this menu. I'm going to change this major radius to 16. Press enter. Go to top view using number 7. Go to wireframe mode. Go to edit mode using tab. Go to vertex selection mode, select half these vertices, E to extrude, X to extrude among X-axis, 0.5, enter. Then go to object mode using tab, right click, set origin, origin to geometry. Then Alt plus G in the keyboard to remove any movement. This will place it in the center like this. Now we need to scale this, so go to solid mode, S to scale 0.5, enter. If I press N, you can see the exact dimension of my torus here. Now we need to apply the scale, Ctrl plus A, apply the scale. Now select this one, press N to hide this window, Shift D to duplicate, X to move along X-axis, 0.9, enter. R to rotate, X to rotate, 90 degree, enter. Now select both of them. Shift D to duplicate, X to move along X-axis, 1.8, enter. Now we need to repeat the previous action to make more number of chains. So Shift plus R in the keyboard 5 times. Now we got a total of 14 number of chains as you can see. Now select this one, Shift plus S in the keyboard, cursor to selected. This will place the 3D cursor at the center of the object. Go to edit mode using tab, go to top view using number 7, Alt plus A in the keyboard to deselect everything. Now we need to add a UV sphere, Shift plus A, UV sphere, R to rotate, Y to rotate, 90 degree, enter. Now go to wireframe mode, going to scale this a little, S to scale all of this to 1.35. Now G to move, X to move, and I'm going to move it to here. Then go to object mode using tab, go to solid mode, change this pivot point to 3D cursor, select all using A key, R to rotate, Y to rotate, minus 90 degree, enter. This will rotate it minus 90 degree along the Y axis. Go to front view using number 1, G to move, Z to move, and I'm going to place this here. Now right click, set origin, origin to center of mass volume. This will place the origin at the center of mass like this as you can see. Now select this one, Shift plus S in the keyboard, cursor to selected. Now we need to add a plane, go to front view using number 1. It's easier to do this in the wireframe mode, so go to wireframe mode, Shift plus A, mesh, plane. Select the plane, go to edit mode using tab, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Then E to extrude again. Now select these two, E to extrude, and I'm going to extrude it to here. Now select this one, G to move, X to move, and I'm going to place this here. G to move, X to move. Now select these two, E to extrude, and I'm going to extrude it to here. Now E to extrude again and place this here. Select this, GG in the keyboard, press G key twice, then press C in the keyboard to turn off clamping and move that vertices to something like this. Now select these two, change this pivot point to median point, S to scale, Z to scale, 0, enter. This will scale these vertices in the Z axis to 0. Now select these two, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Now E to extrude again and extrude it to here. S to scale and scale it to something like this. Now E to extrude again. Now Shift D to duplicate, Z to move along Z axis, and I'm going to place this here. S to scale to something like this. E to extrude again and extrude it to here. Make sure there is a tiny gap between this X axis and this one. Select these four, Shift plus S in the keyboard, cursor to selected. This will place a 3D cursor at the center like this. Shift plus A, cylinder. S to scale, Shift Z to not to scale among Z axis and scale it to something like this. Now S to scale, Z to scale. Make sure there is a tiny bit of space between the two. Select this one, press L in the keyboard to select linked. Then Shift to select these vertices. As you can see, we selected like this. Go to top view using number 7. S to scale, Y to scale among Y axis, and I'm going to scale it to something like this. Then go to solid mode. As you can see, we get something like this. I'm going to bevel this. Go to edge select mode. Select this edge. Control B to bevel. Increase the number of cuts and something like this. Go to object mode using tab. You need to add a bevel modifier to this. As you can see, it's sharp right now. Go to modify properties, add modifier, generate bevel modifier. Going to increase the number of cuts to 3. Now select this one, right click, shade smooth. Now we need to separate this. Select this one, go to edit mode using tab. Select all using a key. Press P in the keyboard by loose parts. This will separate it into different objects. Go to object mode again using tab. Now we get 3 objects like this, as you can see. Select this one, right click, set origin, origin to center of mass volume. Select this one, right click, set origin, origin to center of mass volume. We need to place the origin of this one at the bottom here. So select this, go to edit mode using tab, go to face select mode, select this face, shift plus S in the keyboard, cursor to selected, go to object mode again, right click, set origin, origin to 3D cursor. Select this, right click, shade smooth. Now select this one, then shift select this one, then control P in the keyboard, then select object. This will parent this one to this object. Now we need to add rigid body to all of them. Select all of this, object, rigid body, add active. This will add an active rigid body to all of them. Now we need to select this one, go to physics properties. I'm going to change this to passive. Select this one, I'm going to change this to passive. Select this one, turn on the animated option, then change the shape to compound parent. Now select all of this, shift select this one, then change this to mesh. As you can see, it's an active rigid body, then object, rigid body, copy from active. Now this will add an active rigid body with mesh to all of them, as you can see. Now go back to first frame, press play. As you can see, we get something like this. Now we need to rotate this in an animation. So go to top view using number 7. Go to wireframe mode. Select all of this. Make sure this is the active object. Shift to select this one to make it the active object. Go to top view using number 7. Then change this pivot point to 3D cursor. R to rotate, Z to rotate, -45, enter. This will rotate it like this. Now we need to add a keyframe to this object. So bring this up a little. Select this object, as you can see. Make sure you are in the first frame, then press I in the keyboard, location, rotation and scale. This will add a location, rotation, scale keyframe to this object. Then go to 80th frame, R to rotate, Z to rotate, 55, enter. Then press I in the keyboard, location, rotation and scale. This will add a location, rotation, scale keyframe with rotation like this. Go back to first frame, go to solid mode. Now if we press play, as you can see, we get something like this. If you notice, this bow is jumping around all over the place. We don't want that. That's because it only has a mass of 1 kilogram. So I'm going to change this to a 60 kilogram. Then go back to first frame. If you press play, as you can see, it's like this. Now it's a proper looking wrecking ball simulation. Now we need a stack of cubes and a plane to the ground. Before we do that, save the file. File, save, and name your file and save it in a folder you want. Going to bring this down a little. Now we need a plane to make sure there is a ground and a stack of cubes. So shift plus S in the keyboard, cursor to world origin. This will place the 3D cursor at the center like this. Now we need to add a plane, shift plus A, mesh plane, S to scale and scale it to something like this. Then go here, going to change this to 100. Then control plus A, apply the scale. Select the plane. Go to physics properties, add a rigid body, change this to passive. Now we need a stack of cubes. Shift plus A, mesh cube, S to scale 0.5, enter. Now control plus A, apply the scale. Front view using number 1. I'm going to move this up a little. G to move, Z to move, and I'm going to place it here. Now we need an array modifier to this. Go to modifier properties, add modifier, generate array modifier. I'm going to change this count to 10. Then change this factor in the x-axis to 1.02. Then select this one, shift D to duplicate, then shift D again to duplicate one more time. Now we have three array modifiers. First in the x-axis, second in the y-axis, change this to 0 and change this to 1.02. Then I'm going to change the y-axis count to 4. Then in the z-axis count, I'm going to change this to 8. Then change this to 0 and change the z to 1.02. Front view using numbered 1, G to move, X to move, and I'm going to place this here. Then go to top view using numbered 7, go to wireframe, G to move, Y to move, and I'm going to place it here at the center like this. Go to solid mode. Now we need to apply this array modifiers. So go here, apply the top modifier first. Now we need a bevel modifier to this. As you can see, the edges are sharp. Add modifier, generate bevel modifier. Do not apply the bevel modifier though. I'm going to change this to 0.04. I'm going to increase this to 2. If you increase this too much, it's going to slow down your simulation. Now we need to separate this into simple objects. So go to edit mode using tab, select all using a key, press P in the keyboard to separate, then by loose parts. If you go to object mode using tab, as you can see, these are all simple objects. Right click, set origin, origin to geometry. This will place the origin of each of them at the center like this. Now we need to add rigid body to all of them. Make sure this is the active object. Then go to physics properties, rigid body, add an active rigid body. Then I'm going to change this to 0.4. Then go to object, rigid body, copy from active. This will add an active rigid body of 0.4 kilogram to all of them, as you can see. Now if we go back to first frame and press play, we get a wrecking ball simulation like this, as you can see. Save the file, save. Now I'm going to apply material to all of this. As you can see, we got a nice looking metal material with a little bit of rust. You can control the amount of rust using this point here. can take a look at the material if you want. This is a material. Now select this one, I'm going to change this to crane. Select this one, I'm going to add a new material. Now we're going to add a material to our ground. Select this one. As you can see, we got a nice looking snow material. If you want, you can tweak this material according to preferences. This is the material though. Now Shift plus A, I'm going to add a camera. Make sure the camera is selected. Then Control Alt numbered 0 in the keyboard. Control Alt numbered 0. This will place the camera in the current position like this. Then select the camera. Shift plus grave key in the keyboard. You can place the camera according to your preferences. I'm going to place this here though. Then save the file, save. If you want, you can render the animation. So in order to do that, if you want to render it an animation, you can go to output properties here. This is a frame start, this is a frame end. Make sure this frame start and this frame end is in the same as if you go to scene properties and then go to rigid body world, then go to cache. As you can see, if you change the frame end, in this output properties, if you want to change this to 300, make sure you change the same frame rate here to 300 too. Otherwise, the simulation is not going to work. Then go to output properties. Don't worry about this rigid body world though. We will talk about it in a future video. Then go to output properties. Then select an output folder here. If you want to render it as a video, you can change this to FFmpeg video. Then go to render properties. You can change the maximum samples of render here. Then I'm going to go to this color management. Then I'm going to change this look to high contrast. That way we get a clear looking scene like this. If you want, you can change this according to your preferences. Then save the file, save. You can render it using cycles or EV, but the material we have right now, EV is not going to work properly. You can render it using cycles. And if you have a graphics card, you can change this to GPU compute instead of CPU. That way it's going to be much faster. Then if you want to render it as an animation, you can go to render animation. If you want to render it as an image, render image. That's it for this video. If you like this video so far, please give a like to this video in the bottom. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.